I love the voices. I love hearing the voices in my head. I love being able to flip between different characters and see things from different angles. There's an Irish nurse called Chrissy in it who I absolutely love, and her voice is first person, and I could write her for hours on end. She's based on a woman I saw on a train just near my house who had a huge row with her friend. I don't think he was her boyfriend. I think he was a friend, and I sort of was the eyewitness to this row. And I got off the train. I thought I could write about her. I don't know what that story is about. I don't know who she is. I just remember her Irish accent and her cheap handbag, and that became the basis of this novel. Back in the early 90s, I did an article for the Times about paupers' graves, people who die when there's no money to bury them, but also people who are unidentified or people who are found, alone in, have got no relatives. It was a really searing story. And one of the people that the article was about was a woman who thrown herself into the River Thames, and her body had been recovered and she was never identified. I mean, this is over 30 years ago, and she's still not been identified, which is completely extraordinary. And she was buried in this pauper's grave. And I thought for years and years and years, it had preyed on my mind. And I thought that I wanted to write about that not about her, but as a starting point, and for all the other people whose lives were affected by that event that night. I don't necessarily describe them in a lot of detail, but I know what they look like. But most of all, I can hear them. Most of all, their voices are in my head, and I'm sort of transcribing them. And often they don't say what I want them to say. They come up with something else. Obviously, sometimes you've got to put your fist in their face really and say, no, you can't say that because that's not where things are going. But otherwise you think, oh yeah, they're leading me by the hand and taking me in another direction, and let's go there. I think it's the adrenaline. I think that you often don't know when the end is there, and then suddenly it comes rushing towards you like a train crashing into your hands as you're on the keyboard. You think, oh yeah, this is the end. This is it. This is where it finishes. And that is an amazing sensation. It's not the end of the writing, because then there's the editing, rewriting, cuts, transformations. It goes on for ages after you've finished writing it. It never ends until it's in print.